Hi, I'm Zac Meakin and we're here on the second round of the British GT at the iconic Silverstone circuit.
Qualifying was very good, which boosted my confidence a bit for the race as well. So I'm just hoping I can replicate what I did in qualifying in the race today. I learned quite a lot at Donington Park, for example, the strategy-wise, especially here now, because it's a 3-hour race, there's a lot more strategy involved in what we're going to do for, obviously, the pits and everything else. At Donington Park as well, I learned about the driver changes, so now we've been able to do the most efficient way to do the driver change, and then also into the pits as well, of what you need to do, how you go flat out, stop in, right at the pit board, to maximise the amount of time you can possibly gain or lose from a pit stop. I'm looking forward to the season ahead because so far it's looking quite bright. We're still up there competing for the championship, so I mean, it's only been the first round, but it's all going good, and hopefully we can gain more points this time and maybe actually lead the championship at the end. But besides that, I just can't wait to race and do this challenge. I'm very excited to be here at Silverstone for the second round of British GT. It's an amazing championship. I love it with all my heart. Well, there's quite a big difference between the Ginettas and the Porsches. Obviously, the Porsche's got a lot more horsepower and there's a lot more of driver assistance in it. For example, ABS and traction control, especially in the wet, where the Ginettas never had that. The Ginettas also were a very, very good learning thing because it had nothing. So all the driver would have to do, the driver would have to feel everything and adjust it basically himself. Where in this, it's quite a bit big with the mechanics as well. And there's a lot more on the electronic side than there is in the Ginetta. I mean, I prefer racing in this for obviously it's got more power and more grip. But the Ginetta Juniors was probably the best learning thing you could possibly do at that age. Last year I raced in the Ginettas and that was an amazing learning experience and everything that happened there. And now I've moved to Porsche, which is another big learning curve. This is just a complete different thing I have to learn about. For example, it's all the strategy-wise again. There's a lot more going into this as it's an enduro race instead of a short sprint race. And it's just, I would like this better because I get to race for longer. So the main difference between the Ginetta Championship and the British GT is the duration of the races. For example, the Ginettas, you'd have a short sprint race, which is about 15 to 20 minutes, where now I'm racing for an hour, up to 3 hours, which I'm doing today at Silverstone. And there's also the driver changes. In Ginettas, there's only one driver, where in this there's two, and even in the next step up, there could be even more, up to 3 and 4 if you're doing the 24-hour and 12-hour stuff.